And I think we can all agree that we didn't really cancel the sharing session. I think it's been some oversharing already. A little bit of oversharing already. All right, so I want to get just a quick show of hands. Who here is not part of the TCF conference? Raise your hand if you're not part of the conference. I just want to get a quick look at how many. Okay. No, I think it's interesting to know. Do you guys have any idea what it is about that we're doing? I want to give you a heads up. I'll give you a little heads up just so we don't scare the crap out of you if we run into you in the elevator. So a lot of us here are here for this conference. It's the Compassionate Friends. It's a bereavement conference. All of us have either lost a child or a sibling or a grandchild. And one of my favorite things about these conferences is the fact that we are in the majority in the hotel. When we get on the elevator, we're all wearing the lanyards and people are very friendly wherever you go. Oh my God, everybody's walking around with these buttons and these lanyards. What are you guys here for? And then you tell them, and their faces drop. They're like, oh shit. And they don't make eye contact with any of us for the rest of the weekend. Because we made them feel uncomfortable. Which is a nice switch for us. So don't feel uncomfortable if you see us in the elevators. We're a very friendly bunch and we love coming to these conferences. It's always good being here. The conferences are always kind of weird. Last year, our national conference was in Chicago. No. This year it was in Dallas. But last summer it was in Chicago. And as so often happens, sometimes there's another convention happening in the same location. And last year in Chicago, the conference that was across the street from us in the convention hall was Exotica. It's an adult entertainment convention, which was really quite different from our convention. I did like to joke with some, I was talking to one of the dominatrixes and I told her that together our two conferences went through all the tissues in Chicago. It was pretty awesome. And maybe some weird, there were some definitely weird things that happened. Like, first of all, what porn convention is not complete without Ron Jeremy? Really, it's not. And so Ron was there, Ron Jeremy was there. And we all took photos with him, and it was quite amusing. And I saw the following exchange happen in the lobby. A woman in the lobby, an older lady, she took a picture with Ron Jeremy. And she was very excited until her 15-year-old daughter came running up and said, "Mom, how do you know who Ron Jeremy is?" And there was a moment where the mother was almost embarrassed, but then she was like, "Wait a minute, how do you know who Ron Jeremy is?" And then they both kind of went in the opposite directions. They didn't and I told that mother afterwards, I was like, "Don't worry about it. You don't have to be embarrassed to know who Ron Jeremy is, because he's like a cultural icon at this point. You don't have to have seen his body of work to know who he is." Although this guy apparently saw it. He was like, I love it. So this year the national conference was in Dallas, and we had a much different group in the convention center next door to us. It was a Call of Duty tournament. Yep. Instead of people that get paid to have sex, it's their client base, I'm guessing. It was also kind of weird, having our conference right next to it was like, I told one of the, I met one of the fathers of the guy, kids that were in the tournament. I was like, it's very different, Our conference is for people who have lost children, and your conference is for children who like to kill each other. It's fantastic. Well, I'm very excited to be here. Somebody told me that they might have been more excited than I was to be here and do this show, which is totally ridiculous.
Yes.
I love it here. Because I don't get to do comedy in front of, I lost my brother, so it's hard to, do material about that. It's not exactly.
Where do you go?
Yeah, right. Well, what's the old joke? They told my grandfather that he should start running 10 miles every day. He did that about 6 months ago. Right now, we don't know where he is. So that's it. No, but it's hard to do material. I try to tell audiences. I tell them I go to a support group for bereaved siblings, And that is a great sentence you can use if you ever want to get out of a conversation. That should be followed by you being alone with your thoughts again. You are welcome.